Water in a boat, my mind is adrift. Am I not where I want to be or have to be? Nothing holding me down. I can see across this misty horizon. My eyes go far, but all is a blur. Is it okay that I already understand or will never know? Time's an endless complex, huh? I've never seen it as that. Or maybe I have. My fingers just typed it across this pad. I'm everything I know and everything I'll ever be. So what's the point? Is it destiny? Is it shining light that reflects off the glass of my eyes, but never goes through? Am I colorblind or blind to all? Will I ever rise and always fall up and down and up and down? Just a state of mind, and I choose to avoid it. What exists is up to me. I'm the only one that will ever know it. If there's a God standing before me, I'd bend to my knees yelling, why, oh why, would you ever show this young man the concept of destiny? My eyes will bleed before I go to sleep. If I never sleep, I'm always asleep. The trance is my equal, grabs my hand and brings me to the prequel. If it's touch, I scrape and scrape off the skin of these trees. They may weep, but it gives me no bother. These eyes are mine. I've created all that I've seen. That makes me a god, does it not? Do I control what I see, or does it control me? I just want to take the reins and go where I want to be. That endless trance. Oh yes, it's back. It never left and was never here. Never shows up in reality. So how can it be? To never tell which is home, which will drag me into the corner all alone. I will philosophize with this brush until I die. It is my ship going adrift in these misty waters. Is this getting repetitive? Well, I hope it is. A portal in my head just for you, but more for me. If I don't philosophize, I'll die in the conclusion that I was already dead. The world's fed up with this endless rambling in my head. Water, light, sound, vibration, that's all I got in these many years in my room. That ain't really mine because it's adopted. If time ain't real, then why don't I fall down these 2 floors into the vacuum of space? The world was never made, just stardust from balls of fire that don't nearly give me a wink as I pass down these foggy city streets. The city sleeps? Oh, that's a fucking lie. As I stumble down at 4 a.m., not even a firefly catches my eye. Or maybe it's just too wavy to see him. But I am what I see. My God, we've already been over this. I feel like I was never born, just a pen in the womb, ready to make marks, but never understand itself. See, translate, debate and debate. Shit. I guess that's just my fate. It's the study of emotions, the study of how my mind processes in each state, depressive, excited, I don't know, philosophical, whatnot. And all put together, the artwork was made in the same way. I had some, I even at the points where I'd feel, no emotions at all, nothing. And that would create a design all on its own. And that's why, I do really feel that it mixes well with the poetry, where it starts from nothing, a single line, and then that single line forms into this complex of perspective and, a world of new or something I haven't seen ideas and, depth, some of it being representational, which is, with the poetry, there's little grasps of it that do hold on to reality and isn't just, the rambling of a madman. It's more than that. At least I hope so. The light glistens off my skin like ceramic. Inanimate being, just trying to have it all. Eyes glued down on the unpaved passage, this rough soul. Hearts ache but never regenerate. Only regenerate to eliminate the sorrow in these hollow eyes. Flowers push through their sockets, that's the only way to unlock it. This feeling of grief is anything but brief. Will time and space ever dare to move in pace with these dragon heels? Does it fear the tyrant I could turn out to be? A greedy buzzing bee drooling for pollen. I tread slow because I don't know where I want to go. How far will life go until I blow into tiny microscopic bits worth no more than what makes up my shit? Floating in time, my body's a valley of everlasting grace in a coffin floating down the Topaz River. Shit, is that my fate? I mean, for real now, this shit hurts. It hurts my finger to split another millimeter in this wasted time, wasted space, fuck. I tread like a disgrace. Surrounded by love, arrayed from up above. Clasping my arms on their sides, as on the trigger, they will never reside. What a greedy man I must be to search for more. Stopping is what I deplore. Not a rest, not a beat. just his head trying to take on the endless feat of understanding a topic I could never put into words. Going round and round makes quite a peculiar sound. Never imagined it'd be poetry, artwork, art and work. Now that's all I'll ever be. Just a slave to myself, a shackle on my wrist. Clenching my fist as a chain dangles from my skull. Running in place, my feet will burn out before the stubborn soul will ever allow the taste of a millimeter's progression. All the prose of rest is a lie, but I rest my case. The closer to death, the more we spring to life. May heaven swap my soul as a toll for what I've never been through. And I'm gone.
Spent a lot of time in that video clicking off the camera.
And, yes, I feel that I asked many questions that, ran my brain a bit. And, thought of some pretty interesting concepts, but then whether I asked them or not, or if I did think of them, is irrelevant, because they had no answers in the first place. And what's a question to something there is no answer to? Is that a question at all? Drifting like an iceberg, treating doubts like 1,000 Titanics. That may seem unsinkable, but letting them puncture the hole of my soul is unthinkable. I don't care if these eyes hurt. Useless little shits can't even see into my skull. I'm just saying my mind hurts. I guess a migraine's like endless pain, like my skin melting from acid rain. Oh, where's the light to make my mind right? Shit, I'm bright, but to stop this babbling I have to put up a fight, and I ain't no kind of tough guy. Rain falls out of my eyes whenever the right side plays trombone. Gives me no bother though. Someday I'll execute a flow, but these thoughts go through my head like in molasses. I'm reading like Velma without a glasses, yes, I'm confused. The time is now. I'm painting all these thoughts on the clouds before you could even raise a brow, and I'm gonna see it all. Anything that goes through my eyes and onto this paper's reality. If you can't believe it, then let those thoughts taper. That mind even that complex, you see. You can be anything you want to be, whatever you perceive as reality, and let that shit breathe. Getting off topic, my mind is overheating like the tropic. I'm just saying it's all a blur. Not just the unrest that for y'all my smile is faked. I'm saying I'm legally baked off these trance-like thoughts. I'm feeling like getting the freestyle to write my takeout. The crucifix is where I should be fixed, elevated above all these pricks. A perfect metaphor. Just carry me across on a tour across the nation, just to show that I volunteered to be nailed to these boards, to be an inch closer to the cosmos. Shit, when I die, wrap my ass in a 68 Corvette and shoot me into space. Now returning to the stars would be a disgrace. Goddamn these thoughts, they're going faster. I'm just trying to say 3 days awaken as my legs shaking like the earth is quaking. My flow turns to ice whenever I try to tame it, but I ain't gonna blame it. This walk is getting long. With every circle I'm feeling stronger. I can't tell if I'm tired anymore. Just a state I've learned to interrogate. They hate and they hate, but I'm not talking about the others. I'm talking about the fire under my ass to keep on gawking at the success of humanity for the last 3 millennia. I must be consumed with 3,000 souls, cause not doing barrel rolls through every goddamn achievement has me feeling the toll. Okay, now I'm annoyed, now that I'm getting paranoid, when I know deep down my shadow's the only one ready to stab me, but I guess I'm safe. Keeps pushing me down this city road like a turbine welded to my spine. I grieve for the last time I gave into fatigue. I'm walking to the closest thing to sleep. Oh, shark. In the dark, gnawing on my art like it's prey. My eyes got several bags each, but not enough to hold the concern of these teachers thinking that they're preachers when they tell me to get some shut-eye. Man, shit, can't you tell I'm trying to die? Only so I can be revived, give enough volts, give me abilities, now that will be serenity. So let the hours tear into me like 40,000 knives. Not much of a rapper, but I can't deny I'll always be a scrapper. I can get my arms torn out, no joke, they popped out on both sides. Just want to stop me? Put a bullet into my eyes, that won't even work, because I can see with my heart. My heart is a fog spraying out all 9 fingers. My pinky finger tends to linger, because I can't catch a football. That gives me no bother though. This artist is a brother like no other. Tell me to die for it, I won't even stutter. Call me Geiger because his pen is just a rider on my otherworldly translation. Shit, did someone just look at me? Because I could feel what they took from me. Yeah, you guessed it, there's no one there, no one at all. Just that shadow following me by. From 7th to 1st, I put the sane in insanity. A floating mind defying the gravity. Well, here we are at the destination, some kind of station. Trying to imprison my cardiovascular pal. These imbeciles make me laugh. If you remember, my heart is a gas, trying to snatch it. Just sit the fuck down as you bleed out of your lungs. I'm a poison to anyone roided on their insecurities. And I'm gone. It's strange talking to yourself in a memoir like this. It's uncomfortable, almost awkward. Makes you feel off. That's the pinnacle of when I do write. I write when those questions pester, and I feel that must be a feeling that many people must have embraced at some point and move on from. Maybe it's just maturity, or maybe it's something we put into the deepest depths of our denial. Whether that may be a good or bad thing, we're only here for so long. Drip drop, drip drop, there goes the rain. No pain, just confusion, which must be an illusion. The wind pushes against this window pane as if it's the embodiment of pain. 1,000 souls slam their faces against these four walls, screaming, insane. But it's only rain, laying in an amber light. In the strange morn, I feel not an ounce of fright. Strange. Usually I feel a demon laying on my chest every time I try to rest. It pries open my sunken eyes and throws me into a twisted test. Whisper into my ears, fight, fight, fight. But shit, I just want to get some sleep, man. This cannot be right. A docile man is what I dreamed to be. That mindset is acting more like a fiend to me. They cheat, steal, and lie. Call me a coward and will break open my ribcage and burst out my heart like a frog's tongue to a fly. Motherfucker, I've got no superpower. All I can do is watch these mountain lilies flower and let the river Styx below just flow. There ain't no reason to row. Those waters, they go where they want to go. Firing squad facing down to remind us all that is wired to our souls. Beat you down faster than it hits the ground. I take a breath, because that's the truth. But maybe it's not. If I can be ruthless, everything will be truthless. Being through these waters like a pillar of fire and ice. Continuing to gate myself and never degenerate my health. Make these waters go into low tide for my whole life. I was raised around this shit. I don't get thrown to the ground by this shit. Sea captain is what I'll never be. Navigate the turns, I will not. Dig a tunnel right through it and floor it before I can deplore it. A lake of oil and fire is the truest coward. It resides on the top, flaring and swaying, screeching at the night stars. To go up, y'all must go deeper, living like sheep, mimicking plastic anger. If this is you, then go to sleep. It is your life you must repeat. Your stars, they hung themselves. They may glisten, but they don't have to listen. Your hatred is lunacy. Break down and cry. That is the only way to come through to me. You all are liars. That's why you put up that fire. Not to ask yourself burning questions, the only thing that'll char your attire. Tread like you want the answer. Needed to come faster. Tell that mindset to one of your four walls of plaster. To finish this off, I'll no longer rhyme. On their own, my words are rightfully divine. There are questions you must ask to brush the dust off your metallic soul. Questions only you will know. To these tirades, there are no answers, so don't expect to get a pinch of the truth from me. The same shit clouds my head every time I put on a nice song and look out the window. I called your soul metallic because it's brighter than ceramic, brighter than light itself. Thunder shall bother you not because you are the lightning beam. Like it or not, your minds determine the very concept of light, happiness, and the molasses waterfall of pain. Your ears make up the sound of your falling rain. Feel like goddamn power. You are a god. Whether you believe in one or not is irrelevant. You control your fate or it controls you. That's your goddamn choice. Take 3 steps, maybe 2. Come on through. This pre-party ain't got no brew. Alone in the intertwine of steel piercing through my gut, I can feel gripping the wheel. Crash at 1052 mph. Die a winner. Past self must have been a sinner. Swallowed 20 planets for dinner. Below through space in a race to get thinner. And a handful of gods make the competition feel slimmer. Nah. Don't run with me and burn out like a forest fire. Birthday gift I truly desire. Tonight I'm 19. Skull's still trying to fight me. Brain activity permits no elasticity of schedule. Right brain's throbbing. That's a puny sidekick like Robin. With my hands like an ass, even tonight they're trotting. This shit makes no sense and never will. Put a box of question marks on my future kid's doorstep is in my will.
Life's been quite a thrill. Tonight I feel little. Tonight it's sickness that needs no pill, just my mind jotting down 70 thoughts a second like an automatic quill. Dimming like a tired firefly, and I was my light about to die. I'm already 19, no longer a tween. Would I succeed in this time between birth and breath, run and rest? While the Lordy Lord is ready to pull up the rug from under me, not to show me the world, only to snatch it from me. When he looks into my eyes, I'd have no reason to cry. At that point, I can never die. Descending to the end, slow as a fly, or what I call a southern try. What did I amount to tonight? Straw's only my right eye, those Helios only half man. For the rest, it isn't worth the try, and pride wouldn't want to make her cry. So basically, I was approached by something so divine and fine, I'd take it out to dine and say, I don't know you. Why do you need me? You can't even feel me, a spirit, my skin, you can't even feel it. Transparent as a Monday morning's fake smile stretching a mile. Procrastinate that very day because I don't think I made it. Shoot me down. Swear I'll stare in your misballed face with an eternal frown. Shoot me down to a different town. Swearing I can amount to more. Won't be rolling this depressive shit no more. I ain't emotional, I swear. Thoughts wash up slow on this sandy shore. Let me take my last 3 billion breaths on a brilliant beach. This sandy peach. That shore I cannot reach. I'd make an oath to never teach. Been through that dancing liquid horizon, old and gray. Everything but my soul in decay. The heavens I'll reach. That line I wish it wasn't rhyming. This shit is serious. About my life I feel delirious. Asking me, what's this running even mean? Well, for 3 people that have asked, that's the mean. To my friends envision me in a gold-plated Benz, I don't know. These thoughts I just row. 10 days straight till my arm breaks, great. 10 days in a row, I'll just go with the flow. Maybe 10 years or so I could hyperventilate in the snow. For an asthmatic, I'm quite pragmatic. 3 lines in a row, I just mumbled snow and 10. That doesn't mean my mind is small as the hands. When I was 10 years old, I saw my hands turn to mold. Instead, today, I turned them to gold. Up my workload 3-fold. Grinding so much through these days, I just roll. I have little memory. Don't know if it belongs to me, if I've run the world so I can feel just a bit more free. For all this writing, is there anything I can conclude? Well, I'll keep on fighting. I am I when the devil's claws in my throat tighten. There's few things in the world that make me feel friend, and I'm sure the devil's claws ain't one. To him, I'm stronger than a nun. Without my art, I've got none. In the circle of thought, I'll happily run. Like I'm being chased by a dog with a gun. Man, that was fun.
Thought that was, created organically, that line that was put in place for some reason, that at some point maybe it'll hit one, area where it's less of illusion and more of something that's logical, something that's, I won't say reality, I've been over that, but and I think, for the project to go forwards, I think that's the potential of it. That's where it can go. I have ascended. Hope none of y'all are offended. To descend, I'd have to resend my soul. But isn't that the goal? Oh no. I'd have to try to throw out my arm. Cause this much of an alarm, but I'm out of control. Tick, tick, tick. Well, this ain't much of a flow, but I just row and row. If I didn't just mention my consciousness has just been towed, outlived my stay. Oh, no. 19 years in a single parking space, but all I can see is this space. If I'm such a disgrace, then why can't my soul just dry erase? Because it can't. Y'all blame me for it, leave my mouth into taste all for it. But no. I don't spit back, just sit back, my tongue retract when y'all snap back like Kit Kat. Ugh. Send my own world, just a sweet retreat. A vacuum where I feel no defeat. The boy in the cave lifts my eyes higher than any rave. I'm so sorry, but swaying to some bullshit is something I'll never crave. An introvert? Maybe. But that doesn't mean I can't make 10 babies. I can't break the social wall that's thicker than gravy. But that's the shit that made me. Childhood on an island, all alone before I was ever grown. On a stage shore, I was thrown. Teacher, oh teacher, you picked my brain before I had my lines made. What did you have to gain? Like a fruit. Pick me from the class tree before I was riper. Was it my sanity you cannot decipher? Oh, it can't be. I was only 10, just popped out of mama hen. Or dug up from the ground, because to y'all, brain dead was my rightful den. Just a child. How could y'all get so riled? Who knows? I guess to y'all, you mind if my brain grows. Put your hand down, get out of our town. To you I present Adderall. I'll make you go silent and flatter all. I don't think you understand. No brainwaves at all. I swear, Mrs. Teacher Lady, I wasn't so violent. Eyes tear up, sockets go violet. Fucked up, sure. My duo got me tucked up or tucked in. Swore I could win. Small before I laid thin. Lived at a train station before I was born. The most the whistle pierces used to find the phones like a thorn. Saxophone, xylophone, whatever, that's a new word, reborn. I feel the spiral. To the spiral, there's no rival. Maybe that's why I can't drive slower than the time zone. Or I've been convicted of 3 years in a counter-reacting rhyme zone. These questions just pester. Daydreams that I could eat them alive like Lecter. And another song does me no wrong. My mind is overheating. I guess I'll have to safely remove my hardwire for prong. Conclude this flow. I expect to be enlightened, but every time I hop off, I just feel threatened. Right now I'm going engaged, but once I hop off, the fan blade is my skin that serrates. No, it's deeper than that. I can't go to sleep without listening to 20 raps. Oh, but none of them are my own. To be embraced by my own shit, I have to give up some bones. Those being my pinky bones. Inaudible, immovable, unimprovable. Give up what was given to me by my mother. Now that would deserve the greatest ridicule. Remember when I said I was getting warmed up or on a fire, whatever your memory may desire. Of this daily filet of being a renegade in my own brain, I think I've reached the spire. Has the track ended? It seems that Father Time has been offended. No conclusion, no answers, nothing to enhance hurt. The story of a childhood, told like a child should, ascended. I almost feel as if it's just if I could put it into a metaphor, it's not a metaphor, but some kind of logical explanation. It's just like a big mass, imagine just a big mass of ink, and it's there, there's the mass, and you could grab into it, and it has, volume and, depth, but all I'm really getting is, like a little splatter as it rolls past, a little dot of ink, and it's just a break off of something that may actually make a bit of sense, but all I'm getting is the dots so far, which is a start. I feel flight delight tonight. Come on now, that shit is always out of sight, that's right. Cream grabs my soul so tight, makes me want to dig a hole where I can live with a single mole and feel alright. Quite a sight. Is I rhyme enforced? Is it how I conversed? I feel the first. Hope peace finds me first, but the thought makes me want to burst, but maybe I'm a letdown. I never had to get down, the bullets spraying around my town. Should I feel guilty to frown around my mother? These thoughts just astound. But I gotta say I love her. I put nothing above her. Put an end to my world cause I love her. Can't understand what that does to her. I'm a dove up above, soaring for love in a new land. Ain't that grand, but here I stand, an awkward motherfucker who desires no other. I deserve a tucker punch. Wake up, little boy, stop playing with your toys. All your friends think you're juicing on roids, they think you're the toy. Thoughts here to destroy, thoughts deploy, and you just run thinking it's fun. Maybe we should pull out a gun, demand that fucking let off a ton. Nah, I'm just playing. Grasping substance, let my mind driftwood, wishing it could stop. Take a breath, take a beat, take the feet of organized for these seconds. Stop scaring your brethren. You preach like the Reverend, but Lucifer was here first, and he wants me dead. Wants me to consume a pound of lead. Wants me to drown in red. Just go to bed, go get some meds, go to bed. Should I call a fed? I said go to bed. Getting emotional. You're talking to yourself. Yo, that's weird, and you don't even have that much of a beard. You deserve a kick in the rear, and that can't even come near to a consequence you would fear. Can you even hear? Need some mental health.
to find yourself. Go on, just find yourself. You don't be all by yourself. All you crave is wealth. Or like a madman in stealth, all by yourself. Self-therapist. All you make is a fist. Out inside like your whole face is a cyst. Yes, your head is a mist. Ah, shit. Now I know I'm just throwing a fit. Tread water while I sit. 4th grade teacher says, tis, tis, write your ass a list. Kid, you gotta sit. Stop pacing or I'll grab your wrist. I'm running out of patience, making my eyes droop. Soon in need of a facelift. Now you gotta face it or taste it, just embrace it. No, I mean, I don't know why you started this flow, or where you expected it to go. In fact, you did expect your mind to still grow. Yeah, you just row and row, right? Yeah, that phrase has gotta go. Expect it to astound. I'll put your head down, work. So that's why they don't see you in town. You're never around. There you go again, around and around. Ramble like it's your last resort to free yourself from yourself, but that's bad for your health and you gotta slow down. No, really, just stop. I'll make the rhyme drop. Think it sounds divine, but it's really just fine. Off your thoughts you dine, but the world is useless as a rind. No, not a pork rind, more like an orange rind. Is that irrelevant? Fine. Hard to read, my soul is hard to feed. To stay in this role I need to bleed, and it's quite a deed to yourself. About to rhyme health and self again, right lame. For taking everybody's time with rhyme, they have you to blame. You drove a few insane, I quiet. Swear I'll get violent. Swear if I spend another millimeter in this waste of time, waste of space, fuck, I'm joking. That line's the only disgrace. I'm gonna stop it here. Granted, most of y'all just ran in fear, ran in tear. Probably need to drown some beer for a couple years. All I hear is failure dragging near. Cheers. Drink another beer. No self-control. What I mean by a perfect example. All I say is quite a handful. All I say is like it's bright. Left some minds in decay. Left some in a ray of sunlight to make my fellow overthinkers feel right. We think till it hurts, or ache till we break. Don't know this isn't fake. Those thoughts scrape at our sanity like it's fate. But maybe it's not. Perhaps it is. For those trapped in thought, maybe it's alright that we don't know how to live.
So by the end of this, I'll deal with the conclusion, right? Well, sorry, but there is no conclusion. The point of this is the confusion of the project. The whole thing is a endless complex of spirals and thoughts that are beautiful on their own, but really put together, it's a mist of confusion, which is redundant to the introduction. But I thought I'd get the point across. If you come out of this in a state of, I don't know, a buzzing array, basically just avoiding the same conclusion again. Confusion. That, I don't know, maybe confusion is humanity. Maybe it's part of what makes us greater than machines, or at least different in some way, shape, or form. If I could put a finger on the meaning of any of this, other than the ride, of course, and, you know, the beautiful trance of looking at the artwork and hearing my own thoughts, or you hearing my own thoughts, whatever, that I'm not sure. And that's the point. The point is that I'm not sure, and that's what makes me human. All right.